Thank you for tuning in to another edition of Checkered Nation. I'm Mark, this is Kevin, and this is William.
Hi everyone.
And today we're going to talk about, this is a pretty serious topic, so this is please for mature audience only. But this basically, today's show is going to be on the bug chasers. And we're going to have Kevin start off talking about.
For those of you who aren't familiar with bug chasers are HIV negative gay men who are interested in becoming HIV positive.
Okay.
And they end up getting together with people they call a gift giver. A gift giver is a gay man who is HIV positive, and he's the one that transmits the virus. Right. They even go as far as to have parties with both HIV negative and positive men. Right. Some of the parties include alcohol and drugs to make people more relaxed, and they end up contracting the virus. Some psychologists actually feel that the people who are the bug chasers are so, in some cases, so frightened of contracting HIV that they want to just get it over with, and that way they feel that they can, fool around and have unprotected sex without worrying about it. So basically, in a nutshell, that's what bug chasing is.
And when I did my research, what I found out, it shocked me. It also made me sad for those people out there that do want to be infected with HIV, because what I found out was that, basically to add to what you're saying, is that the people do want to be infected. They feel that for them, once they get it, they belong to this group.
The in-group.
Right, the in-group. Right. And they feel that they no longer have to worry about safe sex. For them, safe sex becomes a moot point. And for them as well, they feel that they could get more intimate with someone who already has the virus.
Right.
And the other thing too is that they do this because they feel that once they are a part of this in-group, that there's vast amounts of support out there for them, and basically they just want to belong. And all I can say is that
but it's also
I feel bad.
Yeah, I think besides being being in the in-group, also there's a lot of misperception in our community, thinking that HIV, having AIDS, there's a cure for AIDS, even though there isn't. I mean, scientists are doing a good job in prolonging the life who are HIV, but there's still no cure. I think that's why most people say, "Oh, I just go on cocktail, then I'll be fine." But so people have this notion, say, "Oh, I will still live even though I have this HIV." So,
the sad thing is, I've known a few people who have been HIV or who have died. One of my closest friends, he was infected by his partner back in '91. His partner did not tell him he was HIV positive. On top of that, his partner was cheating on him out of the parks. He went fast. He went in 5 years. And to get it from someone who knows they are infected without disclosing, there's laws now for things like that. But it's sad that there are people out there who want to belong, and they're basically playing with their lives, because like you said, there's not a cure for it. You can only prolong your life. I used to be friends with someone who basically, and the friendship ended because, it's like there were some feelings there that were not reciprocated. I didn't feel the same way he did for me. We were only friends. Nothing happened between us sexually. But anyway, getting back to why I'm bringing this up, is that I witnessed this man having to take 30 pills. a day at one time you had to take
Yeah.
up to 30
Right.
pills. And when you have to take that many pills a day just to prolong or sustain your life, it's kind of sad. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and knock people who do this, you know, because, I mean...
I think the reason why they're doing it is just also it's a
They want
sense
the law?
of frustration. Like, you know, like, okay, well, I have to be careful of doing this and that, and, you know, we're human after all. We have the instinct of, have that carnal instinct after all. So people say, you know, if I have HIV, then I don't have to really worry about, you know, condoms or whatever. I think sometimes it's frustrating also. It's like, well, I really like this person.
In some sense, you kind of sound like you're going into barebacking a little bit now.
No, not barebacking,
No.
but also I want to move to this point. Like someone might have met someone who have HIV and they really click, and unfortunately that person has HIV. So that person's like, well, should I discount that person just because they have the disease, or you know? So I think it's a lot of frustration built up in our community. Right.
Well, it's almost because when I was doing a little bit of research on it today, it's depressing when you think about it. It's almost like these people are committing slow motion suicide.
Right.
They can't necessarily feel good about themselves if they're putting their bodies at that much risk. So obviously there's a lot of deep psychological issues with a lot of these people.
Right.
Maybe some of them just don't care. I mean, you know.
But I think it's important to educate our community, you know, that there is no such thing, no cure for AIDS, and also that the problem is also there's lack of support in our community about bug chaser, because there's not really when you go to the Lambda Center, there's support for different groups, but not support for people who actually feel frustrated or, you know, those kind of, I think, emotions.
I think too what you're saying too is basically, you just hit upon it, is that there are some psychological issues there. That's something only a professional, since we're not professionals, could go into on that part.
Right.
But it is pretty sad. You cannot, for me personally, cannot help but have sympathy for people like that, because like you said, there are psychological reasons why people are actually, you know, I mean, it's just sad.
I mean, if you have that propensity to, you know, even on the bug party Kevin mentioned, like people have negative will have tattoo on their arm saying that they're negative, and then once they contracted the disease, then they'll put another vertical line saying they're positive. So I think it's also goes with the psychological thing, and in crowd and being popular, like, oh, I'm cool now, I'm positive. Even though to us it might sound kind of bizarre, like why would you be cool being positive, but
we're not in their shoes.
But to them they felt like they fit into a common crowd.
Right. A clique.
Yeah,
A clique.
exactly.
Okay. Oh, excuse me. Woo. Thank you for tuning in to another edition of Checkered Nation.
And if viewer has questions?
Right, and if you have any questions, but anyone that has any questions on the bug chasers, I mean, there are resources out there. Please check your local gay center, or you could type it in on the internet, but please be safe and be careful.
I would say not gay center, but LGBTI center. I mean, they will have resource, but if not, then you can also CARES.
Right.
CARES is pretty.
Oh, right, but there might not be a CARES in every city.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
But thank you again for tuning in to another edition of Checkered Nation.
And please go to our website.
And please don't forget to, if you have any suggestions, comments for upcoming shows, anything you need to talk about or you want us to talk about, please drop us an email at checkerednation.com. Okay? Take care, all right? And be safe. Thank you.
Good one, you
Thank
guys.
you.